Hello, I'm Alan Carr. I'm widely regarded as the world's leading expert on stopping smoking. I have a global network of stop smoking clinics, and my best-selling book, The Easy Way to Stop Smoking, has been translated into over 25 languages and has sold over 6 million copies, making it easily the most successful book on stopping smoking ever. My method has spread all over the world for one reason alone: because it works. I was a chain smoker for most of my adult life. When I extinguished my final cigarette, I was already a non-smoker. I suffered no withdrawal pangs, was immediately able to enjoy social occasions more, and better able to concentrate and cope with stress. I didn't gain weight, and most important of all, I've never had the slightest desire to smoke since. I then decided to cure the world of smoking. My method is known as Easy Way, and it will enable any smoker to quit immediately, permanently, and actually enjoy the process. Before you dismiss my claims, bear in mind that I've been proving them for over 20 years. That's why my book and global network of clinics are so successful. Smokers arrive at the clinics in various stages of panic, convinced that it won't work for them, and that even if it does, they'll be subjected to horror stories or shock tactics, that they'll have to endure a prolonged period of misery, and that social occasions will never be as enjoyable, that they won't be able to concentrate or handle stress, and that they'll have to spend the rest of their lives resisting temptation. They leave a few hours later, already happy non-smokers. Every smoker can find it easy to stop permanently, including you. Easy Way clinics give a genuine money-back guarantee, inventive failure. Worldwide, less than 10% of our clients find it necessary to reclaim the fee. The method is so successful because I understand the psychology of smokers. As an ex-smoker, I know the mental barriers and fears which make it difficult to stop, and am able to remove them. The Easy Way method exists in the form of clinics, books, audio tapes, a CD-ROM, and now this DVD, which is a complete and effective program in itself. It doesn't represent what happens at a clinic, which remains the most powerful way of experiencing my method. You're about to discover that stopping smoking is in fact easy and enjoyable. And it's even easier if you start off relaxed with an open mind. Leave your prejudices behind and start to question what you think you already know about smoking. You're about to embark on a fascinating voyage of discovery. Enjoy yourself.
It's my pleasure to introduce to you Alan Carr, creator of Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking method, and Robin Haley, who's not only Alan Carr's senior therapist, but as managing director of Alan Carr's Easy Way International, oversees worldwide clinic and publishing operations. Hello, Alan and Robin.
Hello.
Hello.
Before we move on to discuss Alan Carr's Easy Way method, I just want to spend a few minutes talking about you personally. Alan, prior to discovering Easy Way, what was your background?
I was born into a working-class family in Putney, London, and was a street urchin for most of my school days, but I did pass the 11 plus and went to a grammar school. I was obsessed with sports, but was good at maths. I qualified as a chartered accountant, and even though I hated the work, I ended up as financial director of a division of Trying Toys.
Did you come from a similar background, Robin?
Actually, no. My father was a psychoanalyst and my mother an anthropologist. They sent me to a good school. Like Alan, I was very keen on sports at school and also did well academically. I went on to study modern languages at Oxford University, where I got a Master of Arts degree, and later I studied in London to get another master's degree, this time in business administration.
And at what age did you both start smoking?
I experimented when I was 11 and was violently sick. I dabbled again as an article clerk, but it was really national service that sealed my fate. In those days, a man was regarded as a sissy if he didn't smoke. We had regular breaks, not to rest, but for a smoke. The miracle was how any youngster managed to avoid the trap.
I stole one of my brother's Gitan filterless when I was 15. It nearly killed me, but I persevered and ended up on 60 a day.
Alan, what do you remember about your first meeting?
Robin attended one of my sessions in the early days. He was clearly a very confident and articulate young man. He'd already grasped the principles halfway through the session and spent the second half actually helping me to explain them to the other smokers in the group.
And Robin, what were your first impressions of Alan Carr?
Well, although it was before Alan had become a major celebrity, he was already well known, and it was refreshing to see it hadn't gone to his head. He was modest and self-effacing. As we went through the session, I began to realise that he was highly intelligent. I found the way he explained how nicotine addiction works fascinating, and the way his method removed my fears of stopping smoking was ingenious.
And from that first meeting your relationship developed, how did you get involved professionally?
Well, I must admit that even before my session ended, I decided not only to stop smoking, but also to try to convince Alan to train me so that I could help others quit. I already had a vision then of Alan Carr's Easy Way clinics all over the world. I repeatedly wrote to Alan, he finally agreed to take me on, and we set up the second clinic together in Birmingham, England in 1991. I ran that for 5 years and was fortunate enough to be promoted to managing director of the organisation. I'm happy to say that the vision I had has now become a reality, although there's still a huge amount to achieve.
Your partnership has been extraordinarily successful. Together you've taken the Alan Carr method all over the world and created an international network of clinics.
I regard myself as exceedingly fortunate to have Robin as both a collaborator and a friend. As a former accountant, I'm well aware that the majority of partnerships end up in disaster. Our association has already lasted 16 years. We've had differences of opinion, but never a single rift. However, and I know that I speak for Robin as well, the success of Easy Way is not just attributable to our partnership. We've received applications from all over the world, from people who successfully quit with the method and felt inspired to open Easy Way clinics. We still receive dozens of applications every week. One great advantage is that the number and calibre of the people who approach us. We're able to select top quality applicants for each country.
I see you have clinics in many different countries, places as diverse as UK and Colombia, France and Ecuador, Germany and Mexico, Spain and Australia. It surprises many people that you are so strong internationally, especially in countries where you'd think smoking was most popular, almost part of the culture. Spain, Italy and France, for example. Why do you think that is?
I never had any doubt that the method would work for any smoker. Whatever the nationality, race, culture, religion, class, colour or background, the psychology of the smoker is the same. Added to that, deep down all smokers want to stop. So the global dimension to our success shouldn't really be surprising.
The clinics are clearly very popular indeed, understandably, given that you offer the clients a money-back guarantee. And I gather your books have also been incredibly successful.
Yes. The first book, Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking, has already sold over 6 million copies in 47 countries and been translated into 28 different languages. This proves that the Alan Carr method can work for any smoker in any culture.
Now, I want to move on to the method itself. Alan, you claim you were at one time the worst nicotine addict you had ever known and had found it impossible to quit and had given up even trying.
That's true, yeah.
You also claim that on the 15th of July 1983 you extinguished your final cigarette. You knew that you were already a non-smoker, that you had no withdrawal pangs, physical or mental, were immediately able to enjoy social occasions more and felt better able to control stress.
That's what actually happened.
Well, many people will find that hard to believe. And you also claim that any smoker can find it just as easy and enjoyable to quit as you did.
That is also true.
But do you really expect people to believe that, Alan?
I'd expect people to be less sceptical than they were in 1983 when I started on my mission. After all, we've just been talking about the worldwide success of the method. That hasn't been achieved by a massive marketing campaign, but almost exclusively by word of mouth. Robin was one of my earlier clients and was so impressed with Easy Way that he gave up a lucrative career in business management in order to join the cause. Between us and with the support of our worldwide team of therapists, we've already enabled millions of smokers to escape from the nicotine trap. Why else would I be widely regarded as the world's leading expert on helping smokers to quit?